So just judging by the cast of analysts on this show, I can already tell you I am probably going to lose multiple brain cells watching this, but this is the facility. Derek Carr retiring. Should Saints start Tyler Shough over Rattler and Haener? Let's give it a watch.
Second rounder, Tyler Shough, he's there. 5th round pick, we mentioned him, Spencer Rattler, he's there. Remember, free agent, future first ballot Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, he's still on the market. Or you got Kirk Cousins sitting in the division as a backup quarterback to the Atlanta Falcons. Let me start with you, quarterback. What do you think the Saints should do about their quarterback situation?
The answer's on the roster. It's Tyler Shough.
By the way, just real quick, this, I know I just kind of briefly spoke on it, but this might be the worst cast of any show I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't know if cast, the worst group of analysts, because number one, LaShawn McCoy, horrific analyst. And by the way, I hate the trend of just hiring a former player to be an analyst just because he played the game, because out of like the tons that there are out there, there's maybe 3 or 4 good former player analysts, right? LaShawn McCoy, horrible. Acho, terrible. Chase Daniel, Saints backup quarterback legend, horrible. And then I believe that's James Jones. He's, it's whatever. But let's get back to it.
Future first ballot Hall of as a backup quarterback to the Atlanta.
The answer's on the roster. It's Tyler Shough, second quarterback, right? Second round, 40th overall. Big body, true pocket passer, good footwork. And honestly, like, the Saints didn't know what they didn't know because Derek Carr retired after the draft. So who knows what would have played out. So right now the Saints have 0 quarterback wins on their roster. That's why I think they go with the rookie. We got some film to show you 2 plays, one from a physical standpoint, the other from a mental standpoint. All right, you have this formation right here, Acho. It's a 4-by-1. This offense looks very identical to a pro-style offense. So now they're under center, right? You got all this offensive lineman. You got jumbo guys in there. All right, then they're going to motion this guy. All right, eyes right here on this receiver. Watch this safety go back. He understands it's single high zone. James Jones, you made a living on this. A pylon, go in to the hash, touch it, 40-yard angle, and then you're going to have this motion guy run a deep cross. When this happens, I want you to watch how open the deep cross is. All right, Tyler Shough, there in the pocket. Okay, that's great.
Are we
Most mere mortals would take that because that's open.
That's nothing
right there. All right, he's coming across. All right, we like to see it right here. Oh, it's not right there. The play is not playing. But anyway, here it is right here. All right, you come across a little pylon route right there. Look at the dime on this. I'm going to show from this angle too. So he's under center. He's running this play action. This is an NFL style.
We're still not getting video here.
Offense. This is what the Saints wanted to see. Watch where his eyes are. He goes and checks the safety at the top of the drop. When you have this right here, that's a good pocket, okay? You see this guy coming open right there. There he is. All right, 1, 2, 3, ball gone. Watch this. Throw. Catch. Unbelievable, right? And then
Of course, when like something positive is actually being said about Shough, the video is not working. Like when they're actually showing film of what the guy can do, the video doesn't work. Nice.
Mental aspect of it. This might be one of my favorite plays. Watch him right here change the play. Let's get up there. He's changing the play. What is he doing, Acho? He's getting to a cover 0 beater because everyone is man-to-man. This safety's going to end up pressuring. He also controls the line of scrimmage. So he slides the offensive line left, okay? When he does that, he's able to throw a shallow cross right there versus cover 0. These small things in the film matter. It's a shallow cross, right? He takes it to the house, all this stuff. So you got the physical for him to be able to have that big arm.
Glad we were able to see that video there, Chase.
And then you got the mental for him to be able to go up there under center, check to a cover 0 beater, control the offensive line with protection, and then make the throw. That's what the Saints fell in love with.
So you think lean into the second round pick?
You have to, man. You have to. And the thing about Tyler Shough, he is Kellen Moore's guy. The other 2 guys on the roster, Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler, they were not drafted by Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore handpicked this guy. There's going to be some bumps. He's a rookie, but I do believe he's day 1 starter.
James, what you think?
I played wide receiver in the National Football League, so I know how important the quarterback is. I'm not excited about this dude. I'm not excited about breaking the huddle and saying, like, me to earn some money, me to put together a Pro Bowl year, me to ball out and all that depends on Tyler Shough. Because
I guarantee you, James Jones, he's saying this. I can promise you he has never probably watched a single minute of Tyler Shough play football. I can guarantee you that.
That's the first breakdown I seen my dog Chase do.
Yeah. Had to.
That's the first one because you probably thought he was going to go later and down at the bottom, and you didn't think he was that good. The answer's not on the roster. Spencer Rattler had his opportunity last year to show that he didn't play well. He was a rookie. I don't hold nothing against him. He could be getting better. Tyler Shough, second-round pick, no. If I'm Chris Olave, if I'm Raheed Shaheed, if I'm Brandon Cooks,
Raheed Shaheed, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not too excited about
Dude, I despise national media. I despise it.
this, all right? I don't know who the quarterback is, but it's a trade. And you go trade for a Kirk Cousins, you bring in an Aaron Rodgers. Once these rookies sign their deal, maybe it was a rookie you had graded higher. Shedeur had a rookie graded higher. Go trade. The answer's not on the roster.
Shedeur. Oh, my. If the Saints had a higher grade on Shedeur than they did Tyler Shough, don't you think they would have drafted him instead?
We're in a very, 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 very weak division. Give yourself an opportunity. You're a rookie head coach, a first-year head coach. Give yourself an opportunity to go compete because you have really good skill players on your roster. You got Alvin Kamara. You got Chris Olave. You got Raheed Shaheed. You got Brandon Cooks. Go let these dudes have some success. The second-round pick, in my humble opinion, he needs some time. He's not walking in there right now starting, and he's finna save this offense. The answer is not on the roster, in my humble opinion, and these dudes can get better, but go bring in you a guy that's capable of winning you some football games.
I agree with James Jones. I mean, like, if you have an offensive meeting and you're sitting around, like, okay, getting prepared for this season, and you look around the room and you're like, whoa, this rookie gonna lead my team, right? And I can say a rookie that was really, really good in college, nobody even talked about it. That'd be my whole thing. It's like when we had these breakdowns, all these quarterbacks, we all talked about Shedeur, and we all talked about Cam. I never heard anybody talk about Dylan. I heard anybody talk about Tyler. You get what I'm saying? So now it's like...
And they both got drafted before Shedeur, so there you go. That shows you the teams, the ones that actually matter, knew about him.
I'm a running back, or I'm the wide receiver. It's like, what are we doing here? So I don't know if the quarterback is on the roster. I will say this, though. I don't really judge rookies. I don't care if you're the number 1 pick overall or you're the 8th pick overall. I don't care about that because you're a rookie, and it's hard to do, especially a start, okay? So maybe let him and Spencer battle it out, and we'll see. Because I don't know who's going to come in there. Like, do you really want an old Kirk Cousins who's not that good and banged up? You see what he looked like, you in this division. Who else you going to go out there and get?
Kenny Pickett was with Kellen Moore last year.
So you going to trade it? So you traded for Kenny Pickett. You going to trade him again? That ain't likely they're going to do that.
Maybe.
Let them young boys battle it out, and we'll see. But I just don't want to give up on Spencer Rattler because he didn't look good as a rookie.
That Kenny Pickett is a good call, though.
It's interesting.
So you going to trade him again?
No, but for real, though, like, let's just say Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel balls out. And you like...
They can be the number 2.
Yeah. And you like, shoot, hold on. And we can get something back for Kenny Pickett, and Kenny Pickett...
That's interesting.
Hey, man.
But I think the starter day 1 is going to be Kenny Pickett.
I do, too.
You traded for him. Joe Flacco, like, so let's be serious here. He looked, oh, my God, he looked bad last year.
Here's the thought process, though, right? Because I agree with Shady. I agree with James. Well, I think you got to go find someone. Just because starting the season with Tyler Shough, who I believe will be the starter, it's just risky. It's risky. I believe of all the rookies, he is probably the most ready to start day 1. 1, because of his age, because of his maturation, because of all the systems he was in college, because of his understanding of defenses, and because to some degree of his ability at the line of scrimmage to manipulate the offense to get in the looks he wants to get into.
He says it's risky. And I would say, what are we risking? What exactly are we risking? Like... You're risking losing games. They're going to lose games regardless. So they have nothing to lose. I don't get the risky part.
I think Shough is the best rookie to start day 1. But I'm probably going to try to go get Kenny Pickett. To Shady's point, the Browns traded for him, but they only traded a 5th-round pick for him. Buy low, sell high. So if you can get Kenny Pickett for a 5th-round pick, and then you can deal him to a needier Saints team, Kellen Moore, you were with Kenny Pickett in Philly last year. Kenny Pickett, he took some meaningful snaps at the end of the season last year. If you can deal Kenny Pickett for a 4th-round pick, maybe even get the 5th-round pick that you traded for Kenny Pickett, get him back, all of a sudden now you're starting the season with Kenny Pickett and Tyler Shough can be your number 2. The Browns probably don't need Kenny Pickett because whether they start the season with Joe Flacco, if Gabriel proves to be a number 3 or a number 2, Shedeur proves to be a number 2 or a number 3, all of a sudden that might make sense for the Browns, might make sense for the Saints. Everybody wins a little bit.
Yeah, but do you think that, I was with some of these vets, Alvin Kamara and Cam Jordan, DeMar, you think they're excited about Kenny Pickett? No. I mean, they're not excited about Tyler Shough. No, and that's why I think,
Well, that's the thing, though. No, they're not going to be excited about Shough. They're not going to be excited about Kenny Pickett. But we, at this point, know what Kenny Pickett is. We got to find out what Shough or what Rattler can be because we don't know yet.
Yes, I do think Tyler Shough probably ends up winning the job. It's going to be a rough season, if so, right? But that puts the Saints squarely in the 2026 quarterback draft for Arch Manning, Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, whose dad is the Saints OC. He plays at LSU. All these first-round picks, I think. Derek Carr decided to retire post-draft. I get it, put the Saints in a tough situation, but I would not be surprised if they're in the first round next year with a quarterback.
No doubt. It's just the Saints have a veteran team that really wants to win now when you think about Cam Jordan, Alvin Kamara, DeMario Davis.
They got an old defensive core, man. They need to win now.
They're putting their bodies on the line, too. We're talking about the quarterback coming out the draft next year. Bro, what we doing right now?
What we doing today? What we doing today?
I'm finna go in the training camp. You talking about Texas boy? No, bro.
What up, you?
Look, I get it. They do have a core that wants to win now. Alvin Kamara not getting no younger. Cam Jordan is already past washed. DeMario Davis probably has 1 to 2 seasons left. I get it. Chris Olave. They want to win now. But hey, such is life. Fans want to win now too. But it just kind of is what it is. I certainly don't think a Kenny Pickett is going to come in and lead your team to any more victories than a Tyler Shough would. Maybe one more game, and in the grand scheme of things, all that's going to do is, get you a worse draft pick. So just ride with the young bulls, see what they can do, and then address what you need to address in next year's NFL draft. But yeah, no, do not trade for Kenny Pickett or Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.